It all started with 16 high school teams from throughout the peninsula, and now it is down to just 2. This week, the Menlo Atherton Bears will square off against the San Mateo Bearcats. At stake, the Peninsula Quiz Kids Perpetual Trophy and a trip to London, Paris, and Rome.
Live on tape from Peninsula Television Studios, high above beautiful downtown San Carlos, Pacific Bell presents Peninsula Quiz Kids! And now, the host of our show, Brad Friedman!
Well, this is what it's all been leading up to. And I have to tell you, I look incredible. I am the epitome of dapper, but these kids deserve it. After all these weeks, you both teams have come to the final challenge, the chance for some big prizes, and you have proven yourselves time and again. It's come down to the Sequoia District versus the San Mateo Union High School District. We'll see who has the bigger chops to win. Will it be Bears or Bearcats? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's start by meeting the Sequoia team, the Menlo Atherton Bears. I'm so excited I'm going to blow every introduction that can feel it right now. All right, but here's our captain, Lindsay Teppin.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Lindsay, this is an exciting time. But
sure
you have some exciting stuff coming up for you. I know we talked earlier in the contest about your upcoming trip to Tanzania. You've been teaching yourself Swahili.
Right.
Now you speak English and French, right? So what are some of the challenges of learning a language that seems pretty different from the Romantic languages?
Well, I don't know. It's been interesting because I'm teaching myself with a grammar book and some listening tapes. So.
Oh my goodness.
But it's good.
Can you say something for us in Swahili?
Sure. Habari za asubuhi.
Oh, and Njema asante. Oh, I'm sorry. She said to me, how was your morning? And I said, good, thanks. And we'll go on to that later. All right. Here is Dan the Man Barkley. Dan, you've been incredible the entire competition, and I know you're going to do great today. You're a big history buff, but you've never been to Europe before, right?
Well, I've actually been to Spain, but not anywhere that the tour is going.
Not to London, France, or Rome.
Right.
So is there any place in particular, based on your knowledge of history and the things you like to read about, that you're kind of especially excited to see?
Well, there's always the Arc de Triomphe, which does have historical significance because it was built during the Napoleonic Wars.
Is Napoleon like a personal hero of yours?
No, he is definitely not.
Good. See, he's a good kid, you see? Well, good. Well, you know, you just might make it to the Arc de Triomphe this summer. And if you do, it will be side by side with your teammate, Robin Pan. I had the chance to go to Menlo Atherton last week to film some stuff and to meet all 6 team members because the 3 alternates have really been team members for you. In fact, Jonathan has been alternating with Robin, and it's been quite an amazing experience. What has it been like? What are you folks been doing to prepare for this?
Well, we've been using some old buzzers that we pulled out of a closet and asking ourselves Trivial Pursuit questions for the last couple months.
So you built your own Quiz Kids studio.
Yes.
In Mr. Hasbrook's room.
Yes.
Has it been fun?
It's been a really incredible experience.
Yeah? Aside from, of course, all the stuff you've learned, I guess the 6 of you have bonded pretty well.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I think you all owe a big round of thanks for that to your coach, Mr. Bob Hasbrook. Let's give a big hand to Bob. I know Mr. Hasbrook wishes you well, and I'm sure the coaches of the other team do. Let's meet the San Mateo High School Bearcats. Captain Kathleen Weeks, I know you have a fan who's been traveling down from Washington for most of your matches, and that is your grandmother, Martha Lee Sad.
That's right.
Is she here today?
She's right there next to my mother.
She's right there? Well, let's say hi to her and thank her for coming down.
Thanks, Grandma.
Well, good, good. So you are going to make the movie about this?
Oh, of course.
Of course. All right, then you can continue. Michael Levy. Okay, Michael and I were talking before. We were trying to figure out how to put this. So let's just say right now you are missing part of a much more important event than the Quiz Kids, right?
Yes.
Where should you be right now?
Well, actually, my sister just had her bat mitzvah today, and I went to these services, and we had the luncheon, and I had to cut out early of that.
So you missed the food at the bat
Yes,
mitzvah.
the most important part.
The most important part. Sorry, Rabbi, that's not true, but it's always true to us bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah people. But so that's very nice of you to come and join us, and I'm sure that no one will punish you for this, that you'll do just fine. And here's your teammate, Raymond Steins. What has it been like, Raymond, for all of you working on Quiz Kids together?
It's been great. We've all been friends for a while, and it just kind of brought us closer. And I'd like to thank our coaches, Ms. Yorhetta and Ms. McCabe. They've held us together, and they've kept us organized. And most importantly, I'd like to thank all the students from San Mateo who've come every match and rooted us on. It's been great.
Had quite a fan base. Well, let's give a Bearcat yell to Sarah Iraheta and Jane McCabe, the coaches of San Mateo. This match is so big. This match is so big that we needed not one, but two judges. We need our famous judge and then a judge to judge the judge. And so I'm going to introduce them without further ado, the mighty Frank Saboti and the majestic Cece Cronin. I guess we better start playing right now. Are you all ready to play? Good luck to both of you. I know there's a lot riding it, but have fun. Let's start with the lightning round. This is my last lightning round for the season, and I'm feeling a little teary. The way I'm going to play it is this way. I hope you have your hands on your buzzers. I have the questions in front of me. Each of them is worth 10 points. I will ask them. If you think you know it, buzz in. The first person to buzz in gets a chance at the question. If you get it right, you earn 10 points for your team. But if you get it wrong, the other team gets a chance to collaborate and perhaps steal those points. So everybody, good luck. Let's start. Which became a state first? North Dakota, California, Utah, or Wyoming? Yes, Michael.
North Dakota.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You have a chance to steal, Menlo Atherton. Which became a state first? California, Utah, or Wyoming?
California.
That is correct for 10 points. Next question. What is the decimal sum of 1/2 and 1/8? Yes, Michael.
0.625.
That is correct for 10. Name 2 of the 4 teams that Giants manager Dusty Baker played for during his career as a player. I don't think they got that in. No, I'm sorry. The teams were the Atlanta Braves, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the San Francisco Giants, and the Oakland A's. I'm sorry. Next. The most abundant element in the universe is hydrogen. What is the most abundant metal of the Earth's crust? Michael.
Lithium.
No, I'm sorry. I'll complete the question if you'd like to listen to the whole question, M.A. What is the most abundant metal of the Earth's crust? Is it copper, aluminum, iron, or tin?
Aluminum.
That is correct for 10 points. Complete this Bob Dylan's classic lyric. The answer, yes, Robin.
Is blowing in the wind.
Is blowing in the wind. And let's look at the score. It's Menlo Atherton 30, San Mateo 10. We're moving on. Give the city and museum in which Van Gogh's famous painting, The Night Cafe, is currently hanging. The city and museum. Yes, Lindsay.
The Louvre in Paris.
No, I'm sorry. You can steal this, San Mateo. Give the city and museum in which Van Gogh's famous painting, The Night Cafe, is currently hanging.
Oh, that's right, the Expressionist Museum.
Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Yeah. Where do you think, London? I don't know. they've got lots of Van Goghs.
British Museum, London.
British Museum.
And your answer?
The British Museum of London.
It's the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. I'm sorry. We knew it. Let's move on. Name the writer who won the Pulitzer Prize for his 1920 novel, Main Street. He also wrote, yes, Michael.
Babbitt? Or, no, oh.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Menlo Atherton, can you name the writer who won the Pulitzer Prize for his 1920 novel, Main Street? He also wrote Babbitt.
James Joyce.
I'm sorry, it is Sinclair Lewis. In an electric circuit diagram, what does a circled M typically mean? Yes, Lindsay.
A light bulb.
No, I'm sorry, it does not. San Mateo, can you tell us what the circled M typically means in an electric circuit diagram?
Anything else? Might as well.
The switch?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Switch, resistor.
And your answer?
A magnet.
No, it's motor. You know, listening to the collaborations is almost more fun than the game, but... Originally written in Latin and issued by King John in 1215. Yes, Daniel.
The Magna Carta.
The Magna Carta. Who won the 1992 and 1996 Olympic gold medal in the men's long jump? Yes, Robin.
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis is right. Both set in Boston and produced by David Kelly. Name the two TV series in which, yes, Raymond.
Ally McBeal in The Practice.
That is correct for 10. I think we should look at the score, and we see Menlo Atherton at 50, San Mateo at 20. Is a cubit equal to about 8, 18, or 48 inches? Yes, Michael.
18.
18 is right. Who wrote the science fiction novel I, Robot? Yes, Daniel.
Asimov.
Asimov is correct. There are 6 spaces between the bones of a baby's skull. They grow together by the second year. What are these cranial spaces called? Yes, Lindsay.
The soft spot.
No, I'm sorry. San Mateo,
I don't know the technical term.
can you tell us the name of the cranial spaces? The 6 spaces between the bones of a baby's skull?
Something like an F.
Which grow together by their second
I have
year.
no idea. You guys have fun.
I think girl.
I've got no idea.
I don't know. Just say something.
And your answer?
I have no idea.
They are the fontanelles. And my apologies to the cranial spaces if I pronounced that incorrectly.
That was in our practice.
What musical term means to be performed loudly? Yes, Daniel.
Allegri.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Can you tell us the musical term to be performed loudly, Bearcats?
Not my forte.
Yeah, say forte.
You know.
Forte?
Forte is correct. Who won the most Wimbledon Ladies Championships in the 1990s? Yes, Robin.
Martina Navratilova.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You can steal this if you can tell us who won the most Wimbledon Ladies Championships in the 1990s. San Mateo.
Steffi Graf.
Steffi Graf is right. Well, we're a close game. At the end of the first round, Menlo Atherton leads by 60 to San Mateo's 50. Well played, both teams. We will return for our second round, the important face-off round. But first, let's find out what prizes both these teams will win.
Peninsula Quiz Kids 2000 is brought to you by Pacific Bell and the Independent newspaper. In today's match, each runner-up will receive a web TV. Our champions will take back to their school the Quiz Kids Perpetual Trophy and will soon be heading to London, Paris, and Rome for a spectacular 9-day adventure courtesy of EF Educational Tours of Santa Barbara.
Over the course of the last 2 months, I've seen a lot of wonderful face-off people, and I think these two are very special young men. Daniel, yes, I make a big deal about you being our youngest contestant, and you go, yeah, please, something else. But you have proven yourself to be a history whiz from the word go. And Michael, you're the only face-off contestant I think we've had who has actually switched categories. You started in history and have now been a math whiz for the last few, what do we call those? Games. So now let's see what happens when the two of them face off. I had to do that so we could play the little animation, and I forgot it, and I'm sorry. All right, here I have two sets of questions. History for Daniel, math for Michael. I'm going to ask them back and forth. I will start with Michael because San Mateo is just 10 points behind. Each question is worth 20 points. I'll give you the chance to answer. If you get the question right, you get the points. Ready? Have fun, good luck. Start off with our math question. Michael, what is the formula for the volume of a cylinder?
Pi r squared h, or pi radius squared times height.
That is exactly right. Good, for 20 points. Daniel, married briefly to Philip II of Macedon. Name the woman who was Alexander the Great's mother, a powerful leader in her own right.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, the answer is Olympias. Keep going. Who is the author of the conjecture that states that any even number greater than 2 is the sum of two prime numbers?
Socrates?
No, it was Goldbach's conjecture. They all knew that in the back, see? King Leopold II was imprisoned during World War II. At that time, he was which country's king?
Belgium.
That is correct, for 20 points. Lori's grandfather is 6 times as old as she is. In 6 years, he will be 4 times as old as she is. How old is Lori? Can you give me an answer?
12.
I'm sorry, she's 9. The Mexican-American War, in which the U.S. took possession of California, took place during which decade in the 1800s?
The 1840s.
That is correct, for 20 points. Identify this type of progression, a sequence of numbers whose reciprocals form an arithmetic progression.
A harmonic sequence?
That is correct. Daniel, according to the Bible, she lived over 100 years. Name the wife of Abraham and the mother of Isaac.
Sarah?
That is right, for 20 points. If the divisor is 6 times the quotient and 1/4 of the dividend, what is the quotient? It's 4. A strong advocate of the women's suffrage movement, this utilitarian philosopher differed with utilitarianism's other main proponent, Jeremy Bentham. Name him.
Frederick Douglass? I don't know.
Sorry, it's John Stuart Mill. Okay. Compiled in approximately 300 BC, Euclid's writings on plane and solid geometry, the theory of incommensurables, and the theory of numbers is known by what title?
Conics?
No, I'm sorry, it's Elements. Daniel, name the gymnasium near ancient Athens where Aristotle taught.
The Peripatetic?
I'm sorry, it's the Lyceum. Michael. The vertex angle of an isosceles triangle measures 6 degrees. What is the measure of either of the other 2 angles?
87?
That is correct. Daniel, name the 1890 South Dakota site of the last major battle between the U.S. and Native Americans where almost 200 men, women, and children were shot.
Wounded Knee.
That is right for 20. Michael, in its non-fraction form, what is the formula for a quadratic equation?
In its non-what?
In its non-fraction form, what is the formula for a quadratic equation?
AX squared plus BX equals, or no. Negative B plus or minus root 4.
Sorry,
no.
It's AX squared plus BX plus C equals 0. Our last question here. His written work, Meditations, expresses his Stoic humanitarian philosophy. Name this Roman emperor whose rule began in 169 AD.
Hadrian.
I'm sorry, good guess, but I think he gave the thumbs down to Russell Crowe. Marcus Aurelius. And that brings us to the end of the face-off round with a score of Menlo Atherton 140, San Mateo at 110. Congratulations, gentlemen. Stay right there. It's still a close game.
Quiz Kids 2000 is brought to you by Pacific Bell and the Independent newspaper. In today's match, each runner-up will receive a web TV. Our champions will take back to their school the Quiz Kids Perpetual Trophy and will soon be heading to London, Paris, and Rome for a spectacular 9-day adventure courtesy of EF Educational Tours of Santa Barbara.
Here we go. It's time to play the final collaboration round. Okay, we're going to start here with 2 sets of questions. You all know what's at stake. The easy questions are worth 20 points. The harder questions are worth 40. We'll start with San Mateo because they're just a bit behind. And I'll ask you to pick a point value. I'll read you the question. If you get it correct, you'll get the points. Otherwise, the other team can collaborate and steal. I will only be talking to the captains in this round. So, Kathleen, why don't you tell us what you want to start with?
40.
Okay. Which 1786 opera features the Count and Countess Almaviva, Cherubino, and the music master Don Basilio?
Is it the Magic Flute? The Magic Flute.
I'm sorry, that's not correct. You can steal it. Which 1786 opera features the Count and Countess Almaviva, Cherubino, and the music master Don Basilio?
I'd say it's either The Marriage of Figaro or The Barber of Seville.
Don Giovanni.
Lindsay, your answer?
The Marriage of Figaro?
That is correct for 40 points. And what would you like?
We'll take a 40-point question.
40-point question. A last-minute unsuccessful attempt to avert the Civil War. Name this proposed constitutional amendment of 1860.
I think that was already there.
Can you repeat the question, please? Oh, okay. The 3/5 clause?
No, I'm sorry. I don't think so. No. I will turn to San Mateo. And, you know, I don't know the answers to everything, folks.
Could you repeat the question?
A last-minute unsuccessful attempt to avert the Civil War. Name this proposed constitutional amendment of 1860.
1850.
Clay Act.
58.
Your answer?
Missouri Compromise.
No, it was the Crittenden Compromise. What? Kathleen, it is your turn.
40.
In what sport is Diego Maradona a controversial star?
Soccer.
Soccer.
Yes, for 40 points. Lindsay asks for a 40-pointer. A single-round elimination tournament advances the winner of each 4-person match. If 64 people enter the tournament, how many total matches must be played to get a single champion?
Matches?
Yes, how many total matches must be played to get a single champion?
Did you say 4-person team?
4-person team. 64 people enter the tournament.
I don't understand.
Could you repeat the question,
A
please?
single round elimination tournament advances the winner of each 4-person match. If 64 people enter the tournament, how many total matches must be played to get a single champion?
20. No, there's 16 teams. I'd say 20. 21. I think it's 21. I think it's 21.
21.
That is right for 40 points. Kathleen, let's look at the score. The score right now is Menlo Atherton has 200, San Mateo at 150.
40.
Appearing as a character in Arthur Miller's play The Crucible, name this Caribbean Indian woman accused of witchcraft during the Salem witchcraft trials of 1692.
Hecuba.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You can take it. Appearing as a character in Arthur Miller's play The Crucible, name the Caribbean Indian woman accused of witchcraft during the Salem witchcraft trials of 1692.
Oh my God, it's Abigail. No, it's the black woman, the one that they say. It was her. She made us do it. Like Hetty or something.
Lindsay?
No, that's what she said. Hetty.
Hetty.
No, it's Tituba.
Knew that.
Yeah, you knew that. It is your turn.
40.
40. No, I'll never get to the 40. All right. In 1848, Lucretia Mott and Elizabeth Cady Stanton organized one of the first conventions of this kind. What was the controversial focus of this convention?
Women's suffrage.
Women's suffrage.
That is correct for 40 points. Kathleen,
40.
to what class of mammals do the wallabies belong?
Marsupials?
I know that you meant something by that, but we'll continue. To what class of mammals do the wallabies belong?
Marsupials.
That is correct for 40 points. 40 points. What mathematical name is given to the turning point of a parabola?
The vertex.
Vertex.
Vertex is correct for 40. And we are at 300 to 190.
40.
Name the year and the first state that seceded from the Union during this turbulent period in American history.
South Carolina, okay.
1861, 1960.
61, 60, okay.
South Carolina, 1860.
That is correct for 40 points. I hear the sound. The sound says it is over. Menlo Atherton wins the game, 300. Let's bring out the coaches and the alternates for both teams and give them all a big hand. Well, Bearcats, you have been a valiant team and you've been the champions in match after match. You should be very proud of yourselves and the coaches should be proud of you. We all are. And I'm sorry you didn't win, but I know you'll be going home with web TVs and keyboards. And Bill Cullen always says, with our compliments. So I know you'll enjoy those, and thank you for being such great quiz kids. And now, joining me on stage to make this special presentation to our champions, the Menlo Atherton Bears, I have with me Lee Davis, the External Affairs Director of Pacific Bell, and Rich Gordon, the President of the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors. Thank you for joining us. Take it away, Rich.
I want to say on behalf of all of the people of San Mateo County, thank you to all 16 teams and the students and the faculty who were involved in this program. And San Mateo, great job as runner-ups. But Menlo Atherton, you're the champs. Congratulations. And I have in here the tickets to Europe. So, Lindsay, I'm going to give them to you for safekeeping.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thanks.
You can go ahead.
And I'd like to present the Perpetual Trophy, which will be held at their high school, Menlo Atherton High School, for the year until the next contest winner next year. And I'd like to say that every student on this stage is a winner today.
You go that way. And I want to say thank you all for coming to watch Quiz Kids this year. To all the students and all the teams, we've had a great time, and we will see you next year on Peninsula Quiz Kids. Till then, bye-bye. Hey, congratulations.
The grand prize, a trip to London, Paris, and Rome, is provided courtesy of EF Educational Tours of Santa Barbara. The producers of Peninsula Quiz Kids thank the following for their support: Pacific Bell, Independent Newspaper Group, Jamba Juice Peninsula, Century Theaters, Target, Sam Trans, Festive Productions Burlingame, Silver Terrace Nursery, AEIS Ronald Bland, www.channelx.com, and Expression Center for New Media.